Overtime in the Super Bowl, baby. How about it?
This is what you dream about as a little kid. I think everybody does whenever you want to be a football player.
Play action fake. Right side throw. Touchdown!
I'm telling you, I've just been very fortunate, man.
There is a back-to-back Super Bowl champion.
Those are the challenges you live for this game.
This is Good Morning Football. Welcome to our office. We are live in Los Angeles. I'm Jamie Erdahl. This is Akbar Bajabiamila. Back in New York is Kyle Brandt. And holding it down back at our table here, Tom Pelissero.
Yes.
Welcome to our
Good morning.
Los Angeles version of
This
Davis.
is the single most colorful TV studio I've ever seen. I love what you've done with the place. You got so much room here for activities around the room.
And
You get up.
And you're fresh off your private jet, right into the studio, right?
Yeah, something along those lines,
Okay.
Akbar. Got to the hotel about 12:15, got a little 2-hour nap ski, and here we are, ready to do some TV.
All right.
And never fear those, the cult followers of the Insiders. Tom will be on that show later today, too. It's not like he comes in town and we just poach him on GMFB. No.
Oh,
Tom,
yeah.
you're working the double shift today.
That's right. So 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll still be here.
Okay.
Right? I'm in a different studio. That's
Okay.
someplace else here. But I'm looking forward to it. This is fun. Great seeing you guys in
Well,
person.
let's do it. Does it feel like there is a close to a chapter of something we have been talking about a lot here? Let's get into it. This is the lead block. After months of being in the pole position, Russell Wilson was officially named the Steelers' starting quarterback yesterday. We're going to hear from their head coach, Mike Tomlin, on the decision and why Russell Wilson is the guy.
I met with both quarterbacks here just a few minutes ago after practice, and I informed them that Russ is QB1 going into week 1. It was a difficult decision, but not difficult in a negative way, to be quite honest with you. It was difficult in a positive way. The decision was difficult because of what they're capable of doing. Decision was difficult because of how they have conducted themselves, as opposed to the things that they fall short in terms of capabilities or negative conduct.
Listen, I think I came here to be a Pittsburgh Steeler to help us win another Super Bowl. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's the focus. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I believe in this football team. We believe in each other, and we got to do the work. And that's just what it is. And so I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited about the challenge. I look forward to it. I look forward to the obstacles ahead. And let's get ready to play some football.
Leave it to Mike Tomlin to, I think, pick the perfect word to describe how this decision went down and, frankly, how our conversations have been going, which is which quarterback is most capable to do this job. Tom, I'm sure you've been tapped into not only really the opinions of people locally in Pittsburgh, but also then the narrative that grew as Justin Fields played mostly in the preseason. How did Mike Tomlin get here? What do you think about this decision?
Well, I would go back to the night that the news broke of the Justin Fields trade, which, remember, that followed a very unique sequence of events where Russell Wilson announces on his social media that he's signing with the Steelers. Kenny Pickett basically finds out at that time, hey, Russ is coming in. Pickett thinks he's going to get a chance to compete. Then Mike Tomlin tells him, hey, no, Russ is in the pole position. Pickett says, you know what? I think I want to go someplace else. That's what led to the Justin Fields trade, which broke on a Saturday night at the end of free agency week. I was out to dinner because, sometimes you have to live your life. I've been informed by my wife that I was at dinner that night.
Okay.
She will tell you I was not really there.
Emotionally not there.
However,
I get it.
So immediately, Ian Rappaport tweets that news. I get on my phone and I tweet out this from a very plugged-in source on exactly what the situation was, which is it a competition between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields? The exact text I got back was, Russ is the starter. That's March, okay? That is March 16th.
Wow.
At that point, it was very apparent that this is going to be a situation where Russell Wilson was going to have to lose the job or Justin Fields was going to have to do something incredible to get the job. How does Mike Tomlin want to win football games? He wants to run the football and play great defense. Get a guy in who's experienced. And once Mike Tomlin or the Steelers in general commit to a plan, generally speaking, they stick with it.
That's a good way to put it.
I like that we've spent maybe 3 dozen segments debating this quarterback controversy. Pelissero comes in 5 seconds. He's like, this was never a thing, guys. You've been talking about nonsense. You could reference my tweet from months ago. You've been wasting your time. Tom, that's a power move by you. I'm glad we have an answer on this because we don't have to do any more segments debating it. I thought we were going to slay another demon when Gerard Mayo was going to tell us the Patriots quarterback, but he's like, I know, I'm just not telling you.
But it's like he's trying to run a one-man band out there behind his seat. And we've come out this is a make-or-break season for he's got to make an impact. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Brandon Mason Show. I got to tell you, man, the hardest part, I think, in the morning is getting up going, what the hell are you going to wear live on a live stream anymore? It's like you wear button-ups, wear long sleeve shirts all the time. It's hot in Miami. I'm like, I got to get up and put on something else. So, look, there's something a little different today. Got a little Tommy Bahama short sleeve look today. Feels a little better talking about football, getting all hot and bothered. Got my coffee right here because we got a lot to talk about today. We are diving into main conversation. Russell Wilson obviously gets the nod at starting quarterback. We're going to head all the way to Daniel Jones, the New York Giants. Are they terrible? Are they good? What's going on? Did he get a fair shake? Is it a fair opportunity for Daniel Jones? And into Saquon Barkley, that trade wasn't a big deal for the Giants. How good will he do with the Philadelphia Eagles? Man, oh man, that whole fight and conversation, people are like, yeah, obviously Wilson was going to start. I don't know about that. I think a lot of people were confused by what was going on. Like, they got Russell Wilson in the game, right? He shows up in the stadium. People are pumped. Like, okay, we got Russell Wilson. Nice little deal there. Got rid of Kenny Pickett. He's gone. We got a guy, and they go, whoa, we can get Justin Fields now. They go grab Justin Fields, and it kind of was like, hey, big brother situation, right? Big brother situation, but hey, Russell Wilson gets the nod. Russell Wilson gets the start, and people are like, oh, I knew that all along. I don't know. I don't think everybody knew that all along. I think a lot of people were like, this gives Justin Fields an opportunity to grow and learn behind someone who's been there and done that out in Seattle, played great, then got to Denver. Look, at first a little rocky, then played okay. Traded, actually was benched at first, makes the move to commit to the Steelers. People are like, wow, here we go. Justin Fields has an opportunity to learn behind someone who had a lot of opportunity, was pretty damn good. But realistically, how long will Russell Wilson be the starter? People know right now Russell Wilson does not have 10 years in the tank, not 5 years, maybe 2, maybe 3, right? You don't want Justin Fields sitting on the bench for 3 years. I can tell you right now, having Justin Fields, if you think that he's a talented player, if you think Justin Fields is a two-dimensional, dual-threat, great player. Look, Russell Wilson had that capability too. Maybe not as gifted athletically as Justin Fields, but I've seen Russell Wilson for years running down the sidelines, running down the middle of the field, making plays with his legs, throwing the football. I'm just saying right now, this was an opportunity for the Pittsburgh Steelers to have a fair shake and a fair battle. And I believe what Tomlin said was, Tomlin got up there and said, look, I went over, I informed both of them, and I had this conversation a couple days ago. I said, why would you wait until the last second to tell your team who your starter is going to be? Because now they didn't really get a chance to gel. They have this 1 week to get it under control. And yeah, Russell Wilson has been there now for a while. It's not like he just got there yesterday. He's been there for a while, got a chance to gel and improve and, work on his craft with the timing and everything with the receivers and all that and the cadence and working with the center. They're all doing that. I get it. But Justin Fields now is like, okay, I'm the backup guy. He got a feeling as if he might be the guy. That's the problem. Justin Fields showed up. Initially, it was like, I get it. They got Russell Wilson. Justin Fields is going to learn behind him 1 year. If they would have kept it like that, it would have been a smooth. Now, Justin Fields got a chance to get out there, and people are like, oh, Justin Fields is going to start. He's a baller. He's a beast. And all of a sudden, what's going on with that? So, guys, welcome to the live stream. Now, if you're just coming in, I got a lot to tell you about right now. And let me break this down. Let me drop this in there because we got to do this when Chrome comes in the building. Make some noise! And welcome to the live stream today. If you're just watching for the first time, hit that like button. If you just got in here and you've been here before, hit that like button. Moderators, I had a question on here. Pipple Mama, Candy. Annie said she's been trying to comment. She thinks that her comments were blocked from the live stream. She might have got blocked. I don't know. We got to go back and take a look. If she got blocked, we got to try to let her back in the building. I don't know what happened to Andy, but she has told me on social media she is commenting in the live stream and her message is not showing up. So I think she might have got blocked. by accident. But that's okay. We're going to fix that situation. We got to get her back into the building. She wants to leave messages for us. But Steelers choose Russell Wilson. That's their quarterback. They're moving on. Tomlin made the decision, and now it's like Justin Fields. How does that feel? Let's move on to it for a second right now. That's a question right now. Justin Fields' reaction to the Steelers news. Like, what is his reaction to this? You're not the starting quarterback. You're not playing football this year unless he gets hurt. If they want to try to build a little thing in the system where, okay, now we're going to put Justin Fields, he'll have an opportunity, he'll have a package. You don't want to treat him like a yo-yo. Okay, you don't want to treat him like a puppet. You don't want, because Justin Fields is either going to be great as a quarterback or just be a backup quarterback. That's where he's going. If you try to create a package, very few people, like Taysom, like a very few amount of people have the opportunity to kind of hang around the National Football League with packages here and there. And obviously, we know Russell Wilson's not going to be there for a long time. We're breaking that down, obviously. We know he's not going to be there for 10 years. But at the end of the day, Justin Fields is sitting back going, okay, I'm your backup. I get it. Now, how do I progress from here? He's better get opportunities with the ones. He's got to, at practice, get opportunities practicing with the ones. He's got to stay involved. You don't want to get in your head you're a backup quarterback, and that's kind of where you're headed, because that's just not a good feeling, right? Justin Fields wants to move forward and wants to make that happen. And the question becomes, what is his reaction to this whole situation? Like, how does he really feel when the team is sitting there and they make that, that announcement and they say, you know what, obviously he's not going to be in the game. A lot of people that were watching the Pittsburgh Steelers were obviously excited about that, waving those terrible towels. They were rooting for him. Let me tell you something. People out in Pittsburgh, when they start waving those towels and saying, Justin Fields, that will happen pretty quickly if they don't get it underway fast. If the Steelers don't show up, and look, if the Steelers go 1-4, 1-3, Justin Fields is coming in the game. If the Steelers go 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, Russell Wilson's going to keep running that operation. But I'm telling you right now, if you get to 10 games and it's looking even keel, 5-5, if it's looking like that, you're going to see Justin Fields come in the game really quickly. I'm just saying, I've seen it before. I've been there and done that, and I appreciate people in the live stream right now coming in the building. Yesterday, obviously, you had a lot of people in the live stream talking some crazy political stuff. You know how that goes. But welcome back to the live stream. If you're just joining us right now, the reaction that you will get from Justin Fields this year is, you know what? I'm the younger guy. Let me take the back seat for a minute. Let me just learn this rodeo. Let me learn this Steelers offense. Let me learn how to be the starter in the National Football League. Let me grow. Let me work on my craft, work out, get faster, get where you need to be a good quarterback. And if the Steelers decide to put him in the game this year after week 5, week 6, week 7, then there's an opportunity, I believe. If you're in the live stream right now coming in, you're in the Mesa Mob, throw the dice in the chat right now. Throw the dice in the chat. Hashtag Steelers, hashtag Giants right now, because we're heading into that conversation here in just a second. But at the end of the day, here we got the teammates now. How do the teammates feel about Russell Wilson starting? I think right now, I'll be honest with you, I think at practice, these guys know more than the average person, right? They know more than the average person that's out there sitting around watching TV or clicking on the internet and putting on YouTube. They know what's going on behind the scenes. They know what's going on at practice. They know what's going on. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying they probably had a better nod to this, better conversation, understanding. But at the end of the day, maybe, maybe not, because Russell Wilson thought he was going to be a starter, and then Justin Fields thought he was going to be the starter. And during the interviews, they made it clear, and they said, look, I just want to show up here and win football games. I want to show up here, and I want to win a championship. And that is what you start getting. First, it's like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm Justin Fields. Hey, Russell Wilson, how you doing? They're working together. They're working. And you can see the combination where it's like a brother at first, an older brother. And then it gets competitive because you're like, oh, I might have a shot at this. I might have a shot at this. And then when they interview you after the fact and you say, okay, I want to start. Like, I want this team to win. I want to give my best to win. Competition stirs up. The media gets involved and people and Twitter and all that. So we're going to see how that spins off. But anyway, I'm sure you saw it. Obviously, Justin Fields, backup quarterback, Russell Wilson gets a nod. And he'll be starting come week 1. Move on to the next piece of the pie here I want to talk about for a second. The realistic expectations for the New York Giants in 2024. Like, what is the realistic expectations really right now for the Giants? The reason I'm asking this question right now is because Daniel Jones, he comes into the game, obviously shows up with the New York Giants. Look, I look at the roster, being from the area, being from the location, understanding, obviously, what's going on out there in New York and wanting New York to do well, to be honest with you. Born and raised up there in Jersey, I would love to see Daniel Jones step into the game and throw touchdown passes and put, first downs, moving the chain. Why would I want that? because this man shows up for the Giants and they're trying to rebuild this program and it's in shambles. We got to call it like it is. The New York Giants are in shambles. They have some players. They have some great pass rushers, defensive ends. I like what they're doing there. They got Malik and another receiver came in here. They got some okay talent, some okay players. The problem that I see realistically is Daniel Jones was severely overpaid by millions and millions and millions of dollars. What is it, $100 and some million? You look it up on Google right now. The amount of money they paid him, and I had this in a live stream last year, and this is not knocking Daniel Jones. This isn't saying that Daniel Jones isn't a good quarterback. This isn't saying that he can't potentially grow. What I'm saying is Daniel Jones is being paid a shit ton of money, and the proof, to be honest, wasn't in the pudding just yet. And the reason why I say that, if they had a great team already and it was rocking and rolling and this was their guy and they made him feel like he was the guy and they weren't searching, looking at Drake May, looking at Daniels to draft this past season and wasn't in the locker room flourishing around like a lot of conversation about letting him go, then I say, okay, yeah, the Giants have an opportunity. They're showing love, to their quarterback. They're showing love. You need that in National Football League, especially as a young guy coming into the platform, coming into the organization, showing up out there at the stadium in New York. And we're not talking, and I love a lot of states around the country, a lot of cities around the country, but we're not talking one of those quiet states. We're not talking about Wyoming. We're not talking about, a place in the Carolinas. We're talking New York. We're talking media. We're talking Radio City. We're talking Rockefeller Center. We're talking a lot of shit going on. We're talking Twin Towers. We're talking that kind of thing. And I think what happens is you have to look at the realistic. Why the Giants overpaid for him is a question that they have right now. They went out and put a lot of money to him. He might not be there. His contract is about to end. He might be gone. In the live stream right now, what do you think? Will Daniel Jones be there after this year? Is Daniel Jones going to be a good starter? Is Daniel Jones going to be the guy for the New York Giants for the long haul? Is Daniel Jones that good? Did he get a fair shake at this? Because I got to tell you this right now. I don't know if you know this, but last year, the New York Giants offense led up the most. I mean, it was like second worst of all time. So they were bad with Daniel Jones in the game. They were bad with backups in the game. So we can't throw all the shade at Daniel Jones. The question is just, why on earth would you pay, that amount of money for Daniel Jones? That's all I'm saying. If you're trying to rebuild the program, and I'm like, let's see the Giants flourish this year. Let's see the Jets flourish this year. But it's not going to happen like this. Why? Because you're overpaying for people. You look at the roster, and I'm like, okay, there's some players on there. There's some decent, people on the roster. I'm not saying there's not. But then take a look at these other teams. Go take a look at every other roster in the National Football League. You go, holy shit. Look at the Dolphins. You can't look. Everywhere you look, you got star power. The offense, or you go through the receivers with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and OBJ, and even OBJ is on his way out. You're like, OBJ. And then you got they have like 5 other receivers after that are good. Then you look at the defense, and even Mostert, you got Tua who's playing good, and then the defense, and you look at all these teams, and I'm just using them for just a quick sake of the conversation because we just had that conversation. But when you look around at all these rosters, and you go to the Chiefs, and you look at the tight ends like Travis Kelce, and you got Patrick Mahomes, and you got the receivers, and you got Xavier Worthy, and it's Rashee Rice, and the defense. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys in the same division, look at the Cowboys, and you got Dak Prescott, who people love and hate. Dak, and Trey Lance, right? Then you go to receivers, and you got CeeDee Lamb, got paid big time money. Look at the defense with Micah Parsons and Diggs, and so many players. And then you get to the Giants, and you're just like, all right, this is a little concerning, right? You want to build your program, you want to get back on there, and I think Daniel Jones, and in some weird way, just reminds me of Eli Manning. And look, you can't get mad about that. Eli Manning won a Super Bowl, so it's not like you can be mad about that. Like when you see Daniel Jones up there, if he reminds you of Eli Manning up there, and kind of looks like him too. Like literally, like look at the helmet. Like it looks like Eli Manning. Am I wrong? Yes or no? Like in the live stream, what do you guys think right now? I'm just looking at it, and I'm just wondering, like, I don't know, to be completely honest with you. I don't know, if that's a problem or not, but at the end of the day, I just feel like paying Daniel Jones all that money, and then after he got paid all that money, you're like, now what are they going to do? Who are they going to bring in the game? Who can they bring around him? And you just don't see big-time playmaker. There's some receivers, like I said, I like Malik out there. There's a pass rush. I just think If all these teams are getting star power, and in your division, then you go to the Eagles. So you look at the Eagles, we'll get to in a second, which, you know, let's get to the Eagles right now, actually. Because does Saquon Barkley have something to prove this season, right? Does he have something to prove this season after being obviously let go, traded, transferred, call it what you want, right down the street from New York, right to the Philadelphia Eagles? Like, what do you think about this for a second? What do you think about Saquon Barkley being right down the street and people are like, hey, wait a second, I want to make sure that I can get out there and ball out. I live down the street. And remember, let me tell you something. Saquon Barkley played high school football in Pennsylvania, right? Played college football. He was in Lehigh Valley. Played college football at Penn State. Then he gets to the New York Giants and balls out. Injury after injury, though. That's a problem, right? That's an injury. Then you get to the position here after the injuries and all that. Then you say, hey, wait a second. Where did this connection come from? Right? And then Saquon Barkley, obviously, pitchers here talking to Jalen Hurts, after the game, friends, whatever you want to call it. And now, here's the question. Saquon Barkley has a lot to prove because his injuries and problems that he had, obviously, that was a problem with the Giants. It was a problem with people watching TV. It was a problem for the fans. Like, I love Saquon Barkley, but if he's hurt and he's not playing, he's no good. Like, let's be honest. If he's hurt and he's not playing, then he's no good. That's a concern. That's a problem. And when I look at the whole conversation and stipulation between how he will connect to the New York Giants and what he will do with the New York Giants at this point against the New York Giants, and when he transfers down the road, literally goes down the street, people are like, whoa, he's got something to prove 100%. He's got something to prove. And what I don't understand is the New York Giants let Saquon Barkley go, which because of injuries, I believe. And I don't think that when they're rebuilding this franchise, I don't think they're going out and taking their money and putting it in the right places and being like, we're building New York. And then the Jets, watching the Jets is like, I don't know, I get this feeling in New York, like, what's going on here? Like, are we doing it or are we not doing it? And look, maybe so. Maybe the Jets will surprise us this year. Will Aaron Rodgers surprise us this year in the live stream, yes or no? Will Aaron Rodgers surprise us? That's a question. But when I go back and I look at the situation, overpaid. And then the realistic expectations for Daniel Jones, I feel that what I don't like is during last season, right? And I got the pitch. They had Tommy DeVito in the game too. Like, if you haven't seen Tommy DeVito, like, this guy was in the game, right? And then he had that funny, I guess, if you want to say, that comedy situation with his agent on the side. Did you guys see this last year? Like, this is a quarterback for the New York Giants. Tommy DeVito played in Bergen Catholic or somewhere in Jersey. Was a pretty good player. But at the end of the day, this is his agent over there. Like, he's walking on the side with a briefcase and all this. Like, it's just, look, it's interesting. Like, the Giants are an interesting ball club right now. And I just think that they're a little bit of a shamble and a shaky situation. And come draft time, get some players, right? Like, right now, they're looking at quarterbacks. They were looking at quarterbacks last year. It's the same feeling as if you have like a guy like Zach Wilson for the Jets. It was like, yeah, you're starting right now, but we're looking to replace you. We're looking to trade you. I guarantee you, Daniel Jones right now is like, you got to ride with me or don't ride with me right now. Like, the team, if they want to be good, if the Giants want to be good this year, he needs his team to rally behind him and let him know, you're the guy. Forget the media. You're the guy. We're excited about you. We like what you're doing. And maybe they're doing that. But I can tell you right now, when those ownership and coaches are talking about getting Jaden Daniels, and they were talking about getting Drake May and all that. If you draft Drake May, you draft Jaden Daniels, they play football. You can see right now, like, they're going to be starting. And then you look at right now the Giants, playing Tommy DeVito and even other back. They have another backup quarterback, and it's just kind of flying. I think it's Drew Lock, I believe it is. And I just don't get the certainty. And then I look at this picture here, like, what do you think about this right now? It just looks like he's like kind of creeping around. I don't feel that the New York Giants, this is my honest opinion, and I hope that I'm wrong. I hope the Giants can play well. I think they overpaid him drastically. And I think that when they did that, obviously injuries are happening. And I think that they're kicking themselves in the butt right now going, at the end of the day, I just want to have a talented quarterback there, and I want to build my team, build my roster, and get to a championship again and get to the playoffs. And a couple years ago, they were almost there. 2022, I believe they were right there in the playoffs or whatever. They were close, whatever the hell happened, but they fell short. But at the end of the day, for the New York Giants to build, it starts at the quarterback position. It starts at bringing someone in that they believe that they care about, someone that they like, listen, I don't give a shit about the media. You're my guy. We can do whatever we got to do, but you're the guy we're building around you. And I don't think the New York Giants are doing that. I don't think for a second the New York Giants are out there and giving the love and showing. And look, the fans are showing up. Let me tell you something. The fans are showing up to the games, to the games, preseason games, showing up to practices, and they got their phones out like this. Okay, let me break this down. They got their phones out, and they're recording Daniel Jones. And every incomplete pass, pop, saved, social media, look at this clown. Boom, boom, look at this clown, right? And then you go back, and then you go again, and you're like, boop, oh, Daniel Jones fumbled the snap. Let me get that on social media. It's like, are you an actual fan of the New York Giants, or are you a hater of the New York Giants? Do you love the New York Giants? Like, that is kind of another problem. Like, at this point, like, the New York Giants are ready to move on and win some football games. The Jets, if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers having that legacy, if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers, they're playing the same damn stadium, MetLife Stadium, at the same place. And for all those people that New York Jets and New York Giants, they play in New Jersey. If you didn't know that, they play in New Jersey, about 20 minutes from New York City, just inland, just due west of downtown, New York. They play right there. And at the end of the day, I don't think the New York Giants are in love right now with Daniel Jones, but they paid him a shit ton of money. If you look on the computer, you're going to go, okay, this makes no sense. And that is why right now I think the New York Giants are in shambles. And they're not building behind. No one is building behind Daniel Jones in the media. No one's building behind Daniel Jones. If you see them come out for the games, a lot of them are like, okay, what do we do now? Then they lost Saquon Barkley. And I don't think they're making the right steps in the right direction to get back on their feet of where the New York Giants were before. I'm talking the days of Odell Beckham Jr. I'm talking when they were out there balling and people were like, shit, playing in New York's going to be tough. Going to New York's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be tough. Those days have been long gone. Like, it's been so long for the G-men winning football games, playing well in the playoffs, and competing. And being that team, when you show up, shit, this is going to be tough. Back in the Strahan day, like maybe, back in the day. At this point right now, they overpaid for Daniel Jones. And the realistic expectations that they have this year, I'll be honest with you, they're going to be a team like a 50-50 team, right? Like, they show up one day, Daniel Jones, he puts up some numbers, and the offensive line, if they don't show up, if the offensive line doesn't show up and ball out, then we got some big problems. And people that are in the chat right now, drop USA in the chat. I couldn't read all those messages. I apologize. In the chat right now, drop USA. Put those flags out there. If you're in the Mason Mob, if you're in here watching, drop USA in the chat right now and hit that like button, because we're rocking and rolling right now, having conversation about, obviously, the Steelers picking their quarterback and then realistic expectations right now for the New York Giants, what they're really going to get into. But back to the point before we leave here for a second. What I like about Saquon Barkley and why he has something to prove, and obviously the Giants traded him or let him go, release him. First they actually had him on the franchise tag. They let this whole thing go, and for reasons that they don't want him anymore. That's fine. But here's the thing that I like about Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is the guy who is a loyal, committed football player, a loyal, committed player in the National Football League. And let me tell you something, there isn't many of them anymore. You look around the National Football League, people are jumping ship left and right. College players are learning from that, and they're jumping ship left and right. So when I'm watching, I'm looking around the National Football League, I want players like that. I want players like that. And I watched a little clip on Colin Cowherd, and Colin Cowherd was on there, and he was like, look, at the end of the day, you want a Villanova player. Villanova is that guy who's even keeled, not too loud, not too crazy, goes to practice, works hard. He's not worried about the party life, all on social media, getting in trouble. A guy that shows up and just handles the business, and that's it. Like, handles the business and gets it done. You want a guy that shows up, wins games, and he's not overly crazy going to play, just a football player. And that's what those guys are. And Saquon Barkley is that guy. You don't see him doing dumb stuff. You don't see him getting arrested. You don't see him having problems. You just see him playing football, practicing, playing football, practicing. Injuries, of course, it comes with the game. I like what Saquon Barkley brings to the table. And again, the picture of him at Penn State, this is what I liked about him. Just a straight baller, built to play, built for tough, and now he's out there in the Eagle Stadium playing, and you're going to see this kind of shit right down the street. The New York Giants are going to have to go down there and play in this kind of atmosphere. And let me tell you something. I promise you this right now. I'm hoping we get Saquon Barkley on our show, which would be great to have him on our platform talking. It will be an awesome opportunity. But Saquon Barkley has something to prove. The Cowboys obviously have stuff to prove because Dak Prescott is either put up or shut up. And then here is the conference right now for the Giants, right? Commanders with Jay and Dana, Commanders, they might do something. I don't think that they're all-time great. I don't think they're going to be absolutely phenomenal, but they got a better team this year, and they're a sleeper team. You agree with me? I think they're a sleeper team, okay? And then you got the Cowboys and the Eagles. Like, what can the Giants do in this division? Well, the Giants in the chat right now, if you're watching this live, in the chat right now, and if you don't watch it live, you can let me know. Will the Giants be in this division number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? Will they be last? What do you think they'll be? Right now in the live stream, drop it in there. Will the New York Giants be number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4 in their division? Because let me tell you something. If they can't even, if that division looks tough, then they got the whole damn schedule. It just doesn't look that good. So I had to break that down, realistic expectations. If they don't get behind Daniel Jones, if they don't really, really let him know, you're our guy, forget your contract situation, forget like all these people talking, forget all the draft picks before, forget all that. We had a bad offensive line last year. You're our guy. If they don't let him know that, then the Giants are going to be in some heavy shambles. That's all I'm saying right now. Moving on a piece of pie right now. I had other couple clips. We got a lot to talk about because I was thinking, I'm like, I got so excited about the game. The Chiefs and the Ravens, and it's next Thursday. I was talking about it so much. I'm like, Thursday, ready to go tomorrow. I thought I was watching a football game tomorrow. Like, I literally woke up this morning, and I was like, this was yesterday, and I woke up, and then I was like, I'm going to watch a football game tomorrow. Then today, I'm like, let's go. I'm watching football, baby. And I'm like, wait a second. The game is next week on the 5th, and Mile High's in the building. Mile High. Smoke weed every day. Mile High came into the building. We know that we appreciate you. And you said this. You said it's the 5th. You actually made this loud and clear on the platform. And people that want to got messages today for me, right now, you want to talk about the Steelers. You want to talk about the New York Giants. Right now is the opportunity right now. Hashtag Steelers, hashtag Giants, hashtag what you want right now. I'm popping up on the screen. This is a part of the show where you get a chance to talk to me directly and let me know what you think and let me know how you feel. Let me turn this on right now. Here we go. I always got to fix this situation to make sure that I can see everything on all these damn TV screens. Here we go. Now we're getting ready to rock and roll here. Bang. Now, in the live stream right now, guys, if you're watching this live, you got something to say, put a hashtag in front of your message. If you didn't put it yet, put it now. And if you put a message in there that you want to be shown, hashtag it in the chat right now. I appreciate you guys on here having a conversation. I don't know what you guys think. Do you think they picked the right person? Do you think Russell Wilson was supposed to be the guy? If so, why? If you think Justin Fields should have been starting, in the chat right now, put hashtag and put Steelers. Let me know why. Because at the end of the day, obviously, they chose Russell Wilson. He's the guy. He's going to run the show. I don't think Justin Fields believes that he's going to be a big part of this team at this point, to be honest. If I'm Justin Fields, I'm turning it off right now. I'm like, damn. Like, I'm not off like I'm not playing, but all that effort you put out there all preseason, all that entire time, that's gone. Russell Wilson's a starter. Now it's, how can Russell Wilson lose the job? Like, how can Russell Wilson actually lose the job is what we're talking about right now. Right? That's what we're talking about right now. And we got some messages coming in. If you want to pop it up on the screen right now, you want to talk to me live, put it in the chat, put a hashtag in front of the message so we can see it right there. Eagles, Cowboys fight for number 1 spot. Is this true? Are the Giants out of the question? Right? Like, are the Giants out of the question? Do you guys believe that that's true? Do the Giants even have an opportunity in this division at this point? Like, do you think the Giants are just kind of done? Daniel Jones, obviously not. I don't believe he's overly supported by the fan base. I don't believe he's overly supported by, look, his team might like him. They might care about him. But at the end of the day, I don't think he's getting that love. Like, hey, you're the guy. I don't believe that. So look, right now, Eagles, Cowboys fight for number 1 spot. Well, the Commanders play well. And I got to tell you, I hate Commanders. For me, it's Washington Redskins forever. When I say Commanders, I don't know if it feels like an expansion team or like a hockey team or a rugby team or another, I don't even know, a foreign type of team. I can't figure it out. In my mind, I'm Washington Redskins for life. Like, just how I feel about it. In the live stream right now, if you got something to say about Russell Wilson, the Steelers, or the New York Giants, just put a hashtag in front of your message right now, and I will pop it up on the screen for you guys to see, to read, and discuss. And I agree. I think the Cowboys and the Eagles will fight for the number 1 spot. I think that the hardest part for the Giants is that they just don't know who their quarterback's going to be for the long haul. A lot of people are in that position. I mean, the Cowboys are in that position too, but Dak Prescott is definitely there this season. They're excited about him being here this season. So we'll see how that works out. Anybody else got anything to say right now? Hashtag your message and it pops up on the screen. Right now is your opportunity to talk about the Steelers, talk about the Giants. Let me know if you want to talk about our live stream, because we're getting ready to head into, just so you know, the play-by-plays coming up for the games. There's going to be a shit ton of people hanging out with us for the games because the regular season is starting. And we're going to be rocking and rolling. The first game, do you believe it? The first game of this season is going to be the Chiefs and the Ravens. Like, two teams that people are like, I cannot wait to see what they do this year. And a lot of people have tougher schedules than they had before. Like, the Chiefs show up, Patrick Mahomes' first game, Lamar Jackson. Damn. Like, the defense is like, okay, Lamar Jackson, you got to prepare for Lamar Jackson on opening day. Like, that's going to be a tough situation. But the Chiefs, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, the whole lineup. And look, they're bringing all the Taylor Swifties out there, the fan base, Arrowhead. Yeah, these people are rocking and rolling. I think the Chiefs have a good team this year. So we will be rocking and rolling for our first play-by-play for the Chiefs and the Ravens. You're watching this right now, hit the like button. And don't forget, when we need you guys in for those play-by-plays for the live games, because when you're sitting there, the game, the live audio comes through, people will be coming in left and right to hang out with us, enjoying it. And we're also going to have people at the games calling in live. So if you're ever at a game, you let us know ahead of time. I'm going to be at the freaking Steelers game. Great. We're gonna host that game live here on our platform for the play-by-plays, and we will call you in, and you will pop up on the show. Your picture will pop up next to me on the show, and you can let us know how you're doing there. Like, how's the stadium looking like? Oh, it's live here right now. It's a lot of fun. It's loud. Tell us about it. Who are you seeing out there? What's it look like? What's the fan base looking like? Like, is there more, fans out there than you thought? Like, the cool fan experience. He is motivated. Actually brought that to my attention, which we got to get him back in the live stream. I know he's working like a dog out there, but I got to tell you, he brought that to my attention. I said, that's a great opportunity. I think, Roger, you're going to go to an Eagles game, right? Roger, we got to get you out there to the Eagles game and call in, talk to us live at the game, let us know what it looks like. How's it feeling? The action-packed Jalen Hurts out there, right? Running around, having a good time. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well. And look, before we sign off today, I just want to say I appreciate you guys, everyone that's coming into the building. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to keep talking about. Tomorrow we have some big conversation. Look, we do sports entertainment here. And yesterday had some political talk, obviously, with Trump and Kamala Harris. And I had I had a video that was here on my phone that I was going to upload. I said, you know what? I'll wait. Like, I don't want to wait, but I'll wait. I got some videos on there. I was asking questions. It was saying, hey, how do you feel about this? How did Kamala Harris do? And what did she do as a VP? And everyone was like confused. No one can answer the question. So I had some cool videos I want to pull up on the screen, and I want you guys to see it. It's kind of comical at the same time. I said, I'll wait until we get back to our political day. Today, we're obviously handling the NFL. But look, at the end of the day, guys, if you just watched, Russell Wilson gets a starting job. He gets the nod, steps ahead of Justin Fields. Justin Fields will be the backup this season. We'll see if he can step in come week 4, week 5, week 6 to see how Justin Fields does. And then obviously Daniel Jones, the New York Giants. Is he terrible? Are they terrible? Like, that's what the question on the thumbnail is. Is he terrible? Are they terrible? Did he get a fair shake? Did they not give him the offensive line? They were number 2 in the history last season. I think it was like sacks or giving up sacks or whatever, which is terrible for a starting quarterback. So maybe he didn't get a chance to show what he wanted to show. Maybe that's the case, right? So I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We're heading into the end of the week. Look, you got to celebrate Thursdays. And here's how my week works. Monday sucks. Yeah, I know. Tuesday sucks too. Like, let's be honest, at work, right? Monday, Tuesday, hard. Then you got Wednesday, right? And Wednesday, you're like, let's go. Wednesday's hump day, baby. Let's roll around. And then why is Thursday so great? Because it's the day before the last day of the week, right? Like, Wednesday through Friday is like, whoo, getting through. And then tomorrow, we're Friday, rocking and rolling, right here on the live stream, 9:55. You're in here right now. Be in there tomorrow at 9:55. Need you guys in there rocking and rolling on our live stream. We are getting started. All the social media starting for the season. And remember, we're going to be live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Obviously, on our YouTube channel. Every day we go live, we'll be streaming everywhere. And all these people that are watching all over the different places, different social medias, are going to be joining us, hanging out. That's why I got to put those hashtags out there. Hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers. Right now, everybody in the live stream to get this boosted out. Hashtag Steelers, hashtag Giants, hashtag NFL. Drop that in the chat right now as we get ready to sign off. And as you do comments on our platform, guys, you guys are helping this grow. I'm telling you, we're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views behind the scenes. Go back even yesterday. Remember, when you leave comments on the videos or anything you do, leave your comment and then hashtag what you're talking about. Hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag Giants. If we're talking about Trump, hashtag Trump. Make sure you put that in your messages when you comment on the YouTube after the video uploads, because then it shares it everywhere around the world for people to enjoy our platform and enjoy the experience as we continue to grow. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, and we're going to be talking about some fun shit tomorrow. And listen, every week I'm going to do my best, sports entertainment, but every week we're going to cover some political stuff too. The reason why is because we're getting closer and closer to the election. Well, the election's over. A lot of stuff dies down, obviously. We're going to have the live debates right here on this platform. We're going to have the live sound audio from the debate right here. You know how fucking cool that is? Here's why it's cool. Instead of sitting at your house at home, just like our play-by-plays, instead of sitting at your house at home and watching the damn debate like this with your family, you can mute that shit, right? Turn this on the live stream, and you're still going to hear the same damn debate, but now you get to communicate with everybody in here hanging out, having a good time for the watch party. Bring your popcorn, bring your soda, bring your H2O, bring your beer, bring your vodka, whatever you got. Bring that to the live stream. We're going to have a lot of fun right here on this platform. I appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow at 9:55. Remember, when I have to upload this video, leave a message and hashtag what we're talking about. I greatly appreciate you. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, baby. End of the week. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:55. See you soon.
Got a lot of flack when that was posted on social media. I'm a huge A.J. Brown guy. But Justin Jefferson, regardless of who's throwing on the football, I'm not passing in a fantasy draft on the best receiver over the past several years in football. Give me Justin Jefferson.
All right. That's the 3 off the clock. I will now finish the first round. You know, the Chase one is just sitting there. I saw him walking around in Cincinnati without pads on yesterday, and his head coach is getting grilled about his status. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to do a little bit of a wild card. I'm going to draft Puka Nacua of the LA Rams. I'm taking Puka Nacua.
Kyle.
That ends the first round. Just watch where I'm going. I got a plan. So after one round, Akbar started off with Tyreek, the guy everybody wants in their fantasy team. Jamie went with CeeDee Lamb. Tom